This week on Machinery Pete TV, the Lawson retirement auction wraps up with a record-setting price on this magnificent John Deere 4850. What a pair! We'll meet the owner of these international beauties. And YouTube star Erin Holbert reminds us to be careful out there.
Your machinery is a serious investment and at the heart of every farming operation. Some call it a passion. We're Machinery Pete TV, and today we'll cover everything from auction roundups to the classics to the latest trends and technology. Machinery Pete, the most trusted name in farm equipment.
Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. A&I Products is a lower cost, quality replacement part solution for all types and ages of ag equipment across all brands. Visit aiproducts.com. For farmers working to lift, change, and repair tires on their home farms, check out the Tire Grabber at thetiregrabber.com. Well, for many of my 32 years, folks, the rule was to see a really strong auction price on a tractor. It had to be pretty low hours. Well, of course, the last 12 to 18 months, that has not been the case. And on our show today, I think we're going to see this trend in practice. We're going to watch a 1984 John Deere 4850 sell 6,201 hours, but super nice condition. Now stay tuned for that, but first we got to go back to the studio to catch up on the latest farm equipment news.
All right, thanks Pete. I'm Clinton Griffiths. Food inflation is expected to slow down next year, but new estimates say don't count on prices dropping in 2022. USDA says this year food at home prices are predicted to increase between 10 and 11%, with meats and dairy expected to jump more than that. While next year those at home prices should only increase between 2 and 3%. Now if you're going out to eat, it's not much better. Food away from home prices are forecast to rise 6.5% to 7.5% this year and 3 to 4% next year. Food banks are seeing lines pick up as Americans struggled under the weight of inflation. The average American now spending nearly $500 more per month. In June, 60% of lower income households said that grocery prices were a big problem. Now the surge in clients has many food banks running short on supplies. Many report a 50% increase in demand year over year. Gas prices continue to slowly fall. AAA putting the national average at around $4.30 per gallon. That's down nearly 20 cents in just the last week or so. Prices have fallen every day since setting a record back in mid-June. Now diesel prices, they're down about 40 cents over the past month, still at an average of around $5.30 per gallon. Let's check on some recent auctions from around the country. Now back to our host, Machinery Pete.
Well, folks, I know all types of equipment these days just keeps getting bigger and bigger, 24, 48-row planters, but you know what? It is fun to watch a sharp 12-row model sell, and that's what we've got here, a 2007 John Deere 1760 12-row 30-inch wing fold. Okay folks, time to feature something we haven't, I don't think, in 9 years of Machinery Pete TV, a John Deere 1690 soybean special no-till drill. This is a very nice 30-foot model. Now the average auction price the last 13 1690s I've seen sold, $26,281. 35 on the bottom of the bar, 35 down on the bar, 35 on the bottom of the 35 on the bottom of the bar, 40, 40 in the 40, 40 in the 40, down on the 40, 40 in the 40, 40 in the 40, 40 in the 40, 37, 5, 37,
37.5, 37.5, 37.5, 37.5, 40. Now more to the 40. He's in 40. Now more to the 40. And 40,000 more to the 40. And more to the 40. Now more to the 40,000 40. And more to the 5. 45, 5, 40, 5. 45, 45,000. 45. What if it's 5? What if it's 45? $40,000 Ritter's Way. 55. 5 to buyer.
Folks, a real treat here. I'm with one of the greatest auction guys I know, Ritter Cox Schrader Real Estate and Auction Company. Now, don't laugh. I mean, yeah, I appreciate your friendship all these years, Ritter, and you've taught me a lot about the industry, and I'm just curious now, at this point, how many years is it for you in the biz? A lifetime.
Yeah, I spent a lifetime. I was related to Denzel Schrader at Starred Schrader Auction Company. My mom was his first cousin. Yep. Grabbed me when I was a small child, and I worked through the business.
Okay, so here we sit late 2021, Ritter, and just tell me what still gets, because it seems like you're excited every day when we talk about auctions. What lights you up about the business these days?
Well, what lights me up is number one, the Lord Jesus Christ. He's a great individual. Make your life easy if you just trust in Him. But what also excites me is very clean equipment. The challenge, it's not a challenge so much, but to get it lined up and to see equipment. Every family's different. I know this is one of your things too, that to meet these families and to such an important thing for them to sell today. It's not just selling your equipment, it's an emotion of a business is stopping. It's very important. You never can get calloused of that.
Right. All right, folks, it's planter time, and we've got a really sharp 2007 John Deere 1760 12-row 30-inch wing fold model here. Now, if you go to our website, machinerypete.com, click on auction prices. Of course, it's all free to look at now. And if you punch up a John Deere 1760 12-row, we've seen 44 sold this year. The average auction price coming into the sale today, $22,504.
23! 23 to the David of the tree, David of the David of the morning tree. $23,000 tree, David of the David of the tree. $23,000 tree, David of the David, 23, 4. 24 to 5. 25 to 5 to the 25, Robert. 25 to 5 to the 25, 6. 26 to the 6, 25, 5. Now 6. Now 6, David of the David of the 20, David of the David of the 26. 26, David of the David, Robert, your turn. Now 5, 26, 5. 26, 5. 26, 5, 7. 27, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, now 7. 27, 7, 7, 7, 7. 27, 7, 7, 7, 7, 27, 7, 27. 27. And 26, 5 to buyer number 52.
Here are a few more items that sold on today's sale. What's that piece of equipment worth? Check out Machinery Pete's auction prices for the answer. Free to view, updated daily, all types of equipment. Go to machinerypete.com and click on the auction tab, then auction price data. Hey folks, I have a special guest here to talk about the current farm equipment market. Gary Reynolds, chairman with Reynolds Farm Equipment. And Gary, I know your parents got into the John Deere dealership, started it in Fishers, Indiana. Was it 1955?
December 55.
Okay, so you basically grew up in the business.
I've grown up in the business and loved every minute of it, or most of it. I wouldn't say the 80s was real fun, but
Well, Gary, I mean, have you seen anything like this here at 2021? In anything to compare it to over the years?
no, this is the highest I've seen all machinery, used machinery bring. I've seen times when tractors sold good. I've seen time when certain pieces of equipment would sell good, but I've never seen a time when everything is selling good, even harvesting equipment, which is always tough. And probably one of the main reasons is it was so many big dollars. It was hard for people to get them financed the day of the sale and all those things, but I've never seen it any better.
What would be your projection looking ahead into the new year, 2022 and 23 with the supply chain? Is there any guidance when this might be resolved?
No, in fact, we're just coming off of Deere, strike with Deere, and those set things back 5 or 6 weeks. And the worst thing about it is, in the course of a year, that doesn't look bad. But when you're right here at course of a head of spring and trying to get corn planters delivered, it's going to take its toll. Most of our big products are already pre-sold, but we won't get as many as we got last year. There just won't be as much new equipment.
Hey, welcome back to Tractor Tales, folks. This week, a special treat for you from my home state of Minnesota. My friend Danny Anderson and his special International 1086 and 886.
Serial number 8602. So this tractor here would be the second one that was built. The 1086 over there, that one's pretty loaded up. It's got, you know, the bigger front rubber 1116. It's got 20.838 rears. It's got the heavy duty 3-point hitch. Got 3 remotes on it. Has a hydraulic seat in it. Pretty amazing that I would end up with 2 of 1 and 2. That just doesn't happen, you know. Very unique tractors. I used both of them. Hauled corn to town and beans with them both last fall, and kind of fun to get to use them. And these tractors would have been used at Hinsdale Engineering, you know, back in the day, and at the photo farm at Hickory Hills. They would have went around to the farm shows and stuff like that for the introduction of the 86 series tractors, and would have been used in the still photos for the brochures, service manuals, that type of thing. And then when they were done with these tractors, just like the 1206s, then they went back to Hinsdale, and then Hinsdale sold them off, and the dealership could buy them and then resell them to the public. That's how the tractors ended up out in the country. The 886 had its hands full this fall when I was hauling 650 bushels of corn to town with 2 wagons behind it. It was a bit of a load for an 80-some horsepower tractor. That tractor's pretty loaded up for back in the day. Most 1086s all come with 18-438s and 1016 fronts, and they wouldn't have had the heavy-duty 3-point. Most of the tractors all had 2 remotes on them. These tractors, obviously, this one, when I got it, I looked at the hours on it, and that 1086 came from northeast Iowa, just north of the Quad Cities is where that tractor, so it didn't make it very far from the Farmall plant, but these 2 tractors have within 100 hours of each other on them. They're right around 6,000 hours on them. So.
Well, folks, I have a soft spot in my heart for the year 1984. It's when ancient Machinery Pete graduated high school. Now stick around, we're going to watch an 84 model 4850 sell 6,201 hours. I think this thing could be a hot seller.
Got equipment to sell privately but tired of scams and hassles? Visit MachineryPete.com and click Sell Mine. MachineryPete.com, the simple and secure way to buy and sell equipment online.
Well, folks, time for the feature item on our show today, and I think this is going to be really interesting. We got an 84 John Deere 4850, 6,201 hours on it. Now, coming into the sale today, the highest auction price I've ever seen on a 4850 with over 5,000 hours is $49,000. sold by our same auction company today, Schrader Real Estate and Auction, December 8th, 2020 in Kinsman, Ohio. Now today, I think we might just zoom way past 49,000.
It was Joni's tractor. It was Joni's. I'll take it. Now 50. We got 45 big, give me 50. Now 50. Now 5. 50 5, 50 5, 50 5, 50 55. 55 down, give me 5, give me 5. Got 50 bids, 51, let's go. 51, 51, $1, 51, $1, 51, $1, 51, $1, 51, $1, 51, $1, 51, 51, 51,000. Anybody else? 51, 51. Did you want in there? Robert, how you coming? You want in there? 51. What about 51? What about 51,000?
Let's go.
$50,000 in the middle number.
10304.
Well, folks, we thought there might be a hot bidding on our feature item, the 1984 John Deere 4850, 6,201 hours, and boy, we were right. Sells for $50,000. That's the highest auction price ever on a 4850 with over 5,000 hours, and actually it's the 7th highest auction price I've ever seen on any 4850. Hey folks, I'm here with Erin Holbert. I'm sure all of you know Erin from social media, YouTube and Instagram, and your wonderful store, Heart of the Midwest, shop.com, Erin. Now, your social media style, you are extremely open and honest, which I think, and I watch a lot of other ag people on YouTube, and I just have to commend you. The way you do it, you're just being you, is powerful and it works. But I mean, you share everything.
Yep, I do.
Behind us, this John Deere 4730 sprayer, back end of September, you had a tough accident. Can you walk us through that?
I did. We were actually switching the tires out from the summer to the winter tires, you know, and my dad and our hired hand Jeff, they were right there working on that, and I was washing them, and I needed to get to the other side, and even though they were right there, that split-second decision that I could move that tire a couple feet by myself definitely backfired.
And the tire came over?
It did. It fell over on me.
Oh, and you wound up breaking your foot?
I did, yep.
Wow.
I was lucky I didn't have to have surgery, but it's been a long couple months.
So did you hesitate at all about sharing that tough thing that happened to you?
I didn't really want to share it. It was embarrassing because it was something that I knew better than to try to move that tire, especially by myself. But obviously it would be weird if I wasn't in the tractor and all of a sudden I had a broken foot. And so I just went with the route of being honest and open about what happened, and hopefully, you know, keeping someone else from making the same mistake.
Erin, I got to say that video, you were talking about the aftermath of the accident, and you kind of choked up. You were obviously in a ton of pain, but you were feeling bad for your dad.
I did. I felt terrible. I gave both my dad and Jeff a heart attack because they were right there. They got it off of me within a couple minutes. But they were not able to lift it off. I had to wait till they got the forklift under it to get my other leg out. So
now I understand also that when the tire was taken off you, then you drove yourself. You're about 45 minutes from Terre Haute.
Yes.
Why did you drive yourself, Erin?
I knew they were busy, and my dad wanted to start shelling corn that afternoon. So I was like, this is a huge inconvenience. So I'll just take myself. I can drive with my right foot. Yes, I didn't tell them I was leaving.
Did Pop get a little upset about that?
He was not happy about that.
Well, folks, any day you get to see a John Deere 4850 sell for $50,000, that's a good day. And thank you for joining us on the show today here from Noblesville, Indiana. Just a treat to be here for the farm retirement sale for Terry and Joni Lawson. We're glad they had a great sale. And we hope you join us next week back here on Machinery Pete TV. Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. A&I Products is a lower cost, quality replacement parts solution for all types and ages of ag equipment across all brands. Visit aiproducts.com. For farmers working to lift, change, and repair tires on their home farms, check out the Tire Grabber at thetiregrabber.com.